Welcome to this celebration of community and culture and nature. This is Water Stories, a River Harvest, and I'm Dr. True Leverette Hall, here with my collaborator, Dr. Maureen McCluskey. And so I want to begin by thanking you for being here tonight, and also thanking our really brilliant and talented student creators and performers who will be featured this evening, and also my visionary partners, Dr. McCluskey and Dr. Cason. Also, I am grateful for the generous support of the UNF Foundation Board, the UNF Digital Humanities Institute, the College of Arts and Sciences Dean's Leadership Council, and the UNF Institute for Environmental Research and Education. And also, of course, our community partners, the Local Initiative Support Corporation and St. John's Riverkeeper, and their project, Resilient Ribault. Also, I'm grateful to Sandra Maureen and the Gullah Geechee Nation Community Development Corporation, as well as Mildred Jennings and the Northwest Jacksonville Community Development Corporation for helping coordinate the interviewees with me. And I am especially grateful to the interviewees, whose stories have inspired tonight's performances. Anita Garner, Yvonne Laidler Cason, Viviloria Frazier, Lillian Smith, Thelma Straight, and Uncle Nate Thomas. So these oral history interviews and water stories are intended to help share underheard stories from residents in historically Black neighborhoods here in Jacksonville. These are neighborhoods that face serious economic and environmental injustices, and they're also neighborhoods where people have valuable histories, deeply meaningful lives, and positive visions for their own futures. The interview recordings are available, and the transcriptions as well, on the website, so I hope you will read them and listen to them in full there. The interviews explored questions such as, why do you live where you live? What's your relationship to the water, to the land, and to all of the creatures that share the space with you? What's your relationship to your neighbors? How have you stayed resilient? And what do you want for the future of this place? And maybe most importantly, how do you actively steward a place and the people who live there? And how can we? Water Stories is in support of the Resilient Ribault Initiative from St. John's Riverkeeper and Local Initiative Support Corporation. And the aim of Resilient Ribault is to provide equitable access to the river, to assess and improve water quality, to address flooding problems and ensure housing security, to advocate for infrastructure improvements, and to preserve and celebrate cultural heritage, which is where we're involved. This is active, intentional stewardship, and it's community-driven. Water Stories aims to add to this through creative placekeeping. Of course, you may have heard the term creative placemaking, which is a community-led approach that uses arts and culture to shape the physical and social character of a place, with the intention of revitalizing neighborhoods, improving economic conditions, and building community. Many of us, though, prefer the term creative placekeeping because these places have already been made and are already loved by the people who live there. We, on the Water Stories team, believe that storytelling, theater, the digital humanities help engage us in shared embodied experience and thereby strengthen our connections to each other, to history and culture, and to nature. So we invite you tonight to tune in to your sensory experience, not just your intellectual one. And in the words of artist Allison Janae Hamilton, to consider the connections between a very grounded experience with and of the land, and also the ethereal or almost ancestral spiritual quality of the landscape as we look upward. So we hope you will be willing to share your experience tonight and any questions you have after the performance, and we really hope you enjoy it.
So just a couple of quick points. I'm Maureen McCluskey, and I served as the production manager along with my partner, and I just wanted to outline a few things from the production itself. There is always an opportunity to showcase vision through the connection that presents when trust, collaboration, research, and creativity are combined. In this production, we premiere 15 original works that are inspired by our interviewees. This production fosters opportunities in the following capacities on and off stage: leadership through direction, design, choreography, and photography; writing in the script, writing poetry, lyrics, transcriptions; in composition, soundscape, movement, and also musical; film, public speaking, interview skills, digital resources, history, teamwork, ASL, and so much more. As water supports and surrounds this life in Jacksonville, our bodies and our community surround us. This project connects realms within our immediate environment to the outside environment. We hope you share, learn, and connect with the carefully curated work. Thank you.
I think that we were about the first Blacks to move into the Ribault area on Lake Park Drive. My husband and his friends, they would get chairs and they would sit at the corner of the block so to let everybody know that we were there. We had arrived. The Ribault area at the time, it was built for those, with the schools right there in the neighborhood and everything. And even everything. The water and the septic systems, everything was good.
Mother was wonderful. She had a lot of rules that we had that we were governed by. And we loved Mom. And when we were in school, we knew whatever we participated in, she had our back. And she was going to be there. And Daddy was going to be there too.
My mom, she was a teacher. She worked with special needs children, and growing up, I saw how she sometimes would take those children from school, clean them up, take them shopping. And she spent a lot of extra time with them outside of her job to make sure that they were safe and did other things. And so I would go and help out on field trips or come to the school and cut the children's hair. I'm a cosmetologist as well. And we'll just kind of spruce them up and take care of them, and the love that was shown from the individual child is what kept me going. And so when my mom retired, I decided to bless her with a community center. And so that's when I actually founded Waterfront Outreach.
People make fun of you when you don't wear shoes. Of course, the stereotype. She's from Mississippi, she don't wear shoes. I was at Tulane walking over rocks in the parking lot with no shoes on. And they knew me as the girl who wore these thick, poofy sundresses, no shoes. I just didn't have them on. I had to wear them in high school, but I said, hell, I'm in college now. I'm an adult. I don't have to wear shoes. We grew up not wearing shoes on purpose. It's like a way of reading the ground. I can't explain it, but it happens. You know, I know how to get where I'm going in the dark. You know, there are no words for it, but I have a much better sense of self. I feel more centered. And the messages I'm getting, you can't spell them out from characters that man made up to make words. Summer morning and the air is thick and heavy on my skin. The boat keeps dipping, shifting with each step in the small waves. It just feels good to be alive. And set off from Bird Maxwell rampant toward waters I've yet to know. And it's all so beautiful on these rivers. Jacksonville's so beautiful on Ribault River and Trout River.
Never thought I'd see this side of Moncrief Road. These black neighborhoods on the news I never viewed from a view like this. I hear we're not too far from the St. John's from here.
Yep, north flowing like the Nile and 310 miles of beautiful.
St. John's is the longest river in Florida, where big businesses get paid and the people play. 12 counties get passed on these waterways. Way! Hey! Fishers over there on the shore as we tour their shirt to be there all day.
Hey, what's that coming up over there?
Well, that is about 40 acres of Ribault Preserve Park. It runs just past the marshlands and goes all the way down to Restaurant Cemetery. And watch this, it's got 5 public access points, 3 parks, 2 boat ramps.
That sounds immensely valuable.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It's so beautiful that these public natural spaces, especially waterfront lands, have now become the target of these privatized hands. Was meant for descendants, but all things change, like the climate and surrounding desert sea levels raise. There's ash sites galore, and dumps, and cleanups, and more to do to keep it beautiful on these rivers. And it's all so beautiful on the Ribault River and Trout River. So beautiful, so beautiful, so beautiful, so beautiful.
We dream of fish, whole schools, gossiping about fertility, the knowing after biblical knowing, before actual knowing, the begotten. We embroider for the new souls, 10 phantom wailings, practice lullaby, draw warm baths, stir orange blossoms by hand, gargle legends, pass babies over coffins, Christ. Test milk, scald on wrists, when it's dark outside. Our minds run through the city's white fogged hair. We drink rain to understand the gap between the tears. The river licks cobble, teaches taste, the footsteps of his children's 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 children. Needs memory. Erase heat spells from 30 months of Sundays. Turns over its pages of foam. So consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whether you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance.
The moment I was woven and sewn together, the moment I was delivered from the womb. Since that moment, I could remember. I lived right along this river. Through all the changes in the weather and through all the outside pressure, I held fast to something I hoped would last. I dreamt of a moment I had to upkeep, and though I couldn't see it, I still took the leap. Head first I dived, and what I found was my greatest pride, my greatest happiness and greatest possession. Through all my efforts to take hold of it, through all my efforts, it still slipped like rain, and the dream seemed to break, and the flood gave way, and there were no more prayers I could say. Before the flower grew, it was planted. In order for it to grow, it had to be buried. It was dark and it was foul. But if you knew the end result, would you still complain? If you knew what was yet to be regained, would you choose the pain? In these stretches, where does our help come from? Look up and see the light shining. Reach out and his sovereign right hand will intertwine with yours. You're soon to be rooted and soon to be grounded. So consider it pure joy. Put away what you doubted. Hear me now and hear me clear. The mute will regain their voices, and the bones will regain their flesh. The shells will be returned, and the harvest will be a success. Attest to what I say now. Don't wait till it happens. Tell your story now.
Now, the ocean is where we have church. Deconstruct with me. Sand-polished liquor glass forms the threshing floor. What altar? What text? What tongues? What gloss? Why imagine suffering? Why pretend a God is small enough to be so far away? Go on and holler, eternal toddler, up to the shoreline. Feel the sweep of its cool heirloom dress against your toes. Hush. Feel something today. Stand up in your shell. Fill every work-sore groove. Writhe if you must. Abundance is enough. Learn. There is nothing original about greed. You can foot the next bill with your alleged olive-colored blood. Money is younger than the sea. What you want is not love. What you want is control. The water will do what it has done before you quickened naked in your cosmic suit. You had a beginning. This is where we confess to the salt about unrest, the blues. Elsewhere, we invent fatigue, sweat familiar grievances. Same old, same ode to the thankless grind. Oh, the million ways we fail to outrun our feet.
Tell me your most cherished visions, and I might share the secret to living. If you can love me for my inhibitions, we can make this world forgiving. No place to grasp at dead leaves in the blue, to take on misery with music. But since I believe in you, we're gonna find that thread and learn to use it, to weave and bind these surroundings, ourselves within. But with no new start, you see, in peace, our wills become the same, despite all that tears us apart. Meet me when your dreams are bleak, and the coven's strength is just too much to implore. In love, defeats the need to speak, but then that's what embrace is for. But do not stay in stillness long. We must sometime draw back, unthrawn, fight again the mirthless dawn, for joy is yet a vital endeavor, as long as we each go on and merge away from sorrow, and when one season's done, make for each of us a place in that tomorrow where all things live. And in living, we are one.
I was born where the river runs, where the sky meets the rising sun. Every tree, every grain of sand moved as one, a guiding hand. But we built walls, we lost our way, forgot the vows to the earth we made. Still the roots reach, still they grow. The earth still remembers what we don't know. Woo, take off your shoes and touch the ground. Hear the echoes of earth resound. We are the sky, we are the sea. A single breath, a symphony. Every wave, every drop of rain knows the pulse of the earth's refrain. Every creature, great and small, sings a verse in the song of all. Still in the stars, still in the trees, the river of life moves you and me. Woo, take off your shoes and touch the ground. Hear the echoes of earth resound. We are the sky, we are the sea. A single breath, a symphony. Can you hear it? Can you feel a world alive, a love that heals? Not apart, but all as one. Like roots, like rivers, like the sun. Oh. Touch the ground. Hear the echoes of earth resound. We are the sky, we are the sea. A single breath, a symphony.
Our stories, our personal objectives. It's the personal work, and it's the key to the lock of life we share, to hold on to our achievements, the time we preserve, the ethic that was executed, those big achievements we think of that are small. I mean, we strive for betterment, for safety, for advocacy, because we keep those values close to us. You know, we sometimes overlook those things. But those things are how we get things done. It's how we keep things clean. I mean, our earth was given to us by a power higher than amongst ourselves. But our objective as man is to keep up with it. But we fail. We have failed, and we continue to fail. We protect ourselves for ourselves to just simply be. We have forgotten how to be, how to protect others, how to educate others. I mean, keeping our stories alive, keeping our lineage alive, helps our community thrive. Mankind, as a generation, has become so accustomed to knowing the bigger purpose, to knowing the main idea. But what about its foundation? I mean, as much as I would enjoy knowing, not as much as I would enjoy understanding. Understanding what that means to hold our community close. I mean, think about it. Rome wasn't built in 2 seconds. It took community, it took passion, it took grit. But in our society today, have we lost our passion? Have we lost our grit? Or are we not as concerned because of our own needs? I mean, in a world where riches are over morals and individuals are over community and security is over bravery, it is such a disappointing sight to see that our passion is gone. So let's regain that motivation. Let's keep retelling our stories, our culture, our life, our history. It's valuable to us. But we have seemed to have forgotten that. Let's regain that motivation. Let's keep telling our stories. Let's keep our community thriving. But for that, our community needs to be together. A community with a common goal to spread love.
stories of river harvest.
Mom! Who do you think you're yelling after?
I'm not killing Alfred.
What?
I'm not killing him.
Who? That is a damn bug.
It's not right.
Who are you raising your voice after?
But in church we learned, thou shalt not kill.
Man.
What's the difference?
It don't matter.
I don't want to do it.
You don't want to do it? You think I want to wake up early morning slaving every day?
I didn't ask to be mourned, Mama.
Don't you ever say that again.
Why?
What did I tell you about them questions?
I'm not killing him.
Have you lost your damn mind? Since when did you think you could tell me what you can and can't do in this house?
I'm sorry.
If I come back and they ain't a pin in that grasshopper, you gonna see me. Unbelievable.
I can't save you. I'm sorry. I'm too afraid.
Afraid?
I really tried.
Tried? You put up such a good fight earlier and now you're doubling down?
I just can't.
Oh, I get it. That's right. Grades are more important. That's cool.
I tried to tell Mama.
What does your mother have to do with this?
She's the one making me try to kill you.
She ain't killing me. You are. You got the pin.
Thelma, you better kill that bug.
No, you keep that pin. You keep that lid on. Keep that pin over there and keep that lid on.
What about my grade?
What?
What about my grade?
What? Your grade? Your grade? I thought you wanted a friend.
Don't turn this around on me. You were just cussing me out.
Hey, look at this. I take it back. I rebuke it all. I take it back.
What are we gonna do?
I ain't got no power here. Wait a minute. You can just go on and set me free, right? Just come on over and open the lid.
You kill that bug yet?
No.
Honey, in this life, there are things we are gonna have to do that we don't like. Things that are gonna tear us apart. You know, I may raise hell on you, but I love you. I've been stressing out about you before you were born. I never understood my mother until I had you. I know you're gonna miss your friend, but he won't be gone. You'll see him again in heaven.
But I don't want to send him to heaven.
It don't matter.
Mom!
No. If you're not gonna do it, I'm gonna go get your brother too. Bobby?
Bobby? What's happening? What's happening?
All right, we're gonna get this done.
Please stop.
What's going on?
Your mother's crazy.
Mama's trying to make me kill my friend.
Oh, I remember that. Find a big old bug and stick a pin in it.
Oh,
See,
Lord.
your brother did it.
I didn't do it.
Boy!
I'll still pass if I don't turn it in.
Don't matter if you be a million now.
Why?
You and those questions are gonna get you in trouble.
Ma, I don't get it.
Y'all don't understand how important it is to be educated.
A grade is being educated?
Boy, don't start with me right now.
She's a smart girl. It's one assignment.
Bobby?
No, that's not fair.
All day, all I do is...
Just let her keep the thing.
Have my children lost their damn minds?
Oh, crap.
I know that boy did not just go out that damn window. Bobby!
I can't believe things actually got worse.
Oh, my God. He gonna be whooped until he graduates.
Well, that is if you're alive till after tomorrow.
Stop it.
Thelma.
Huh?
Why are you being selfish?
Selfish? I'm trying to save you.
Thelma, if you keep me here, I'm going to die.
Will you
Ever come back to visit?
Well, I mean, I could come back.
You promise?
Yeah, I promise.
Okay.
Oh, girl, be careful.
Oh, relax. Run free!
You know, this neighborhood means everything to me because it's like when I walk through it, I know pretty much every person in every house going all the way back to my house, all the way back to my house for real. Because I grew up cutting yards around here and I used to ride my bicycle, come up and go fishing. So the people in this neighborhood, like the older folks who couldn't really get out, I used to cut the grass with them and be like, hey, I'm gonna cut your grass. And then they'd be like, well, I ain't got no money. I said, it's okay, I know you know how to cook. And so a lot of the older people know me for they used to cook for me, and I'm saying they feed me.
The power of premonitions, otherwise defined as premature visions, turning hell into hope and misery into manifestation. The strength of a village relies on the power of a source unseen. Can one dream change the reality of many? Can one vision truly heal the pain of plenty? To transform the world around you from a spiritual encounter to show someone a better way in their darkest hours. Premonitions, the pathway that connects the past and refines our future. Premonitions, they prophesy prosperity for those plundering in poverty. They help us feel convicted in our mission to improve the human condition. The gift that keeps on giving from one spirit to another. The seed that roots within a man that helps him keep his brother. One could say it's the ancestors speaking to us in spirit, but only when we're unconscious are we able to hear it. I had a premonition once, and this is what it said. All it takes is a seed to grow a flower that blooms the brightest shade of red. Go down by the water and be your village's keeper. Show the world your consciousness, and they too will become believers.
We wanted the cast to introduce themselves. If you would start, Noah.
My name is Noah, and I am an actor, and I wrote and directed a piece named Thelma.
My name is Victoria. I'm an actress and singer, and I wrote the lyrics for Echoes of the Earth, along with Ezra, who composed it.
My name is Chanel Pereira, and I'm an aerialist, and I choreographed my aerial piece and did a solo with Victoria and duos with Ray.
Hi everyone, my name is Rayanna Campbell. I am the director of Movement, also performer, and also very grateful to be standing next to all these wonderful people.
Hi everyone, my name is Manielle Poole. I am a performer. I was the creator for the poem Our Stories, and I had the wonderful pleasure of working with everyone here.
Oh, no need, dear. William Louis Tons, a pleasure to be with you this evening, director of poetry and the writer of Poe's Stories this evening.
My name is Naji, and I like acting.
Give me this.
Hello, my name is Jeremy McKinnies. I am the chorus director for the men's ensemble here at UNF, and I composed the third piece, Beautiful Rivers, writing the music and the sound that you heard, and did some music direction as well.
And I was the movement director for Beautiful Rivers.
Hi, I'm Candace Dickens, and I built the boat for...
Hi, everybody. My name is Theo Turner, and I have the pleasure of being one of the voices to Uncle Nate Thomas.
Hello, my name is Ezra Welborn. I am the sound designer as well as composer for Echoes of the Earth and From the Earth, as well as some transitional material.
Hello, my name is Kiana, and I was the assistant stage manager for this show, and yeah.
Hi, I'm Alanis. I was the stage manager for the show, and it was super fun, so thank you for coming.
And we have our beautiful ASL interpreter team over here as well. And True has a couple of conversational questions that she wanted to engage with.
Actually, what I'd like is for all of us to engage in conversation. We did a curated performance at St. Paul's Lutheran Church on Saturday, this past Saturday, and we're really blessed to have 3 of the 6 interviewees present with us to engage in conversation, which was lovely. We had wanted them to be here tonight, but they weren't able to be here. But still, it would be wonderful to talk about our experience. We'd asked at the beginning of the performance to focus a little bit more on your sensory experience and not just an intellectual one. So I'm inviting the audience to share any of that experience that you feel comfortable sharing, or if you have questions for the cast or the production team about this 2-year process of creation or anything else, then please, we would love to engage in conversation. I think you have a good Thank you. I'm following your lead. I just wanted to say, as a collective, it was beautiful. I found myself moved to tears in some of the, the intellectual spaces that really made me think a little deeper, a little more profound. But I felt completely relaxed through the entire thing. I kind of let Who's that question for?
Ray, do you want to take?
Sound.
As movement and sound, maybe?
Oh, that's a question for our composer.
Yes. Or Jeremy. Jeremy, Ezra, Theo. That's this side. Yeah. Musical and sound.
Yeah, it's hard to speak on it. Nija did an excellent job. All of us did something very intentional to weave in water as an inspiration. The music that I set, not only was there music in the background, but I started writing it based on around the piano, and the movement from the piano was the inspiration for the entire thing. I started with like I wanted to feel this movement through it, and I think it's inherent in every piece that you heard, whether it was a soundscape with the aerial work or the beautiful piece that Victoria sang, that Ezra composed. There was always something that made you feel atmospheric in space, and the relaxing nature that you feel from water, I think. Would you like to speak on that also?
Yes. So as mentioned, this project definitely was not built overnight. The aerial pieces, multiple, were originally, I had a pretty different concept for them. I wanted there to be movement like water, but water, many of us know, it's not just relaxing. It can be powerful. It can be even scary. There's times that water can ruin homes, take people's lives, but there's also times that it can bring us to tears, bring us peace, bring us calmness. So I wanted to follow the development of a character along with the development of our performers behind the scenes. And so with that, definitely through the process, I've gotten very strong in my faith and really just trusting that whatever's given to me is what I need to then portray. And I'm very grateful to have people who are able to make those things happen. Every single person on this stage did. And again, very grateful to be supported by them. So.
Thank you. I'm very glad that you mentioned that about the power of water. And again, I encourage everyone to listen to the interviews. That was one of the things that Thelma Straight talked a lot about, because she did talk about her experience and her family's experience through Hurricane Katrina and how impacting that was. And I think it's important also to come back to the environmental justice issues that this area, the Ribault River corridor in Jacksonville, faces. So there is information on the website, but you can also take the Ribault River boat tour with St. John's Riverkeeper, or experience a bit of that through Dr. Sindelar's VR boat tour that is on the website. But one of the things that Jimmy Orth of St. John's Riverkeeper mentions is that these houses, many of them were built in the 50s, and they're very, very low-lying. There isn't a lot of elevation there, and there isn't a lot of distance from the river for a lot of them, so they're definitely facing serious challenges with sea level rise, and that's just one of the factors that's impacting this neighborhood and these communities. So it is important to talk not just about that relaxation that the water brings us, but also the threat that certain communities are facing because of environmental injustices. Any other questions or comments or experiences that you'd like to share? Yeah. That's you. Andy. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, they've done an amazing job. And one of the things that I think might be useful for us to hear would be how the interviews, or what the process was from listening to the interviews and watching the interviews to creating Thelma, to creating, you know, some of the other monologues and spoken word pieces.
Noah, do you want to take that?
Sure. When I first came across Water Stories, I didn't know where I kind of wanted to go. I just sat through interviews and listened to everything until something clicked. And the one person's interview that I felt really connected to was Thelma Straight's interview, because just the way they provided a very interesting, and it wasn't just only their interview that did this, but they provided a very interesting, as a child, like I grew up looking at the outside world and being like, the sky looks like the screensaver from the computer. So the way she like talked about how she had fun as a kid, lived as a kid, the things she did, it was very foreign to me, and it was very interesting. And she brought up an anecdote about how for some reason her teacher was kind of a psychopath and told her to grab a bug and just stick a pin in it and show it off for a science fair. And I thought that was a fun little story, and so I decided to write about it. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Anybody else?
So I took inspiration from a variety of the interviews. The first being Anita's story regarding her childhood and just the playfulness of it. When you're a child, you have that sense of innocence, but depending on who you grow up as, where you grow up, you may face certain senses of trauma. And so you kind of see my character go on through that childlike stage, but also that sense of terror. And then a lot of the interviews express the importance of spirituality and just having strength that they may not have already. And so being able to go from this very distressing place to then having, quite literally, angels lift me up and allow me to do something that behind the scenes and also here as a character didn't know that I could do. It's really important. The moment where I let go of the silks, it feels very secure when I'm practicing it, but fun fact, it feels super scary up there. I don't know what it is. I'm not sure. Maybe it's not the mats. It's fine. But depending on the technique, that can go very wrong, really and truly. And that moment, I hadn't decided if I was going to do that until today, where I was just going to say, you know, this piece is about letting go. I'm going to let go. And it worked out, so. You wrote this whole poem. He's in love. Go ahead.
I guess for my piece, at least, the interviews and then my own experiences with the water. Growing up, being put in swimming lessons as one of the only black kids who was on the team, I would still never leave the water if I didn't have to come up from air. But to tie all that in and what others had to say about their experiences growing up, from a time dissociated from mine, I tried to subtly weave in those elements when I talked about love, when I talked about all of us being one in life, because we are. All of these elements, all of these things, to the smallest atom, to the biggest living organism, we're all the same. And we all tie into those subtle but beautiful things. And to incorporate that in a piece with so much movement, with so much involvement, it was important to me to characterize it all and make it subtle but sure and beautiful.
Thank you for sharing that, all of you. Does anyone else have anything that you would like to share? Any questions for the cast or production team? One of the things that I will close with then is, again, gratitude for all of you and all of your hard work, and for you for taking the time to be here tonight. As we said at the beginning, the arts and theater and storytelling, they're just such essential ways, really, of communicating and forming community. And I think one of the comments really did highlight the fact that we're able to have a shared emotional experience and consider a lot of the important and serious issues that our communities are facing. So I hope that, that you're able to continue thinking about what's going on in our various communities and tapping into ways that you can be involved for the betterment of all. So thank you again for being here, and good night.